I just went from Pennsylvania all the way to Washington State in a Ford Fusion that was packed to the brim, and here is everything that I brought with me along our cross-country road trip. So obviously there was not a lot of space for me to bring a lot of different items and things like that. So I really had to prioritize items that I wanted to bring and try to keep everything as minimal as possible. So to start out, I packed everything into a backpack, and I might be able to pull up an image here for you guys, but it was just like your standard backpack. I don't really know how else to explain it. And in there, I kept everything from my clothes to my toiletries, shoes, everything was inside of that backpack. And inside of that backpack, I kept all of my clothing, my shoes, my toiletries, my electronics, chargers, that type of thing. And then I was also able to bring a tote bag, which I was able to put in things I wanted to have up in the front seat of the car with me. So I will go over that in a bit, but I'm just kind of going through bags right now. So I did have a little tote bag like this. And the last bag I brought was my camera bag. I actually got this specifically for this trip, and I got it off of Amazon, but the sizing of this was just perfect. It's nice and small and compact, and it was also a crossbody bag, so I could kind of use it easily while I was walking around or hiking. So just to give you a bit of an idea of how big this bag is, or I guess how small, inside you have the main zipper compartment. So this is just kind of a decorative piece here. Flap open the zipper compartment, which I really wanted something that would fully zip, so that I didn't have anything falling out in the car. That was really important to me, and then I also wanted something that was cute. But anyway, this is the main compartment here. Inside, I was able to fit my main camera, which is my EOS SL3 Canon camera, and then the kit lens that comes on the camera, or came with the camera, and then also my Canon telephoto zoom lens. This is a 55 to 250 millimeter lens. So, I mean, this is pretty big, and you can kind of see how much space that takes up. So that's that main compartment, and then there is a very small zipper compartment here in the front where I was able to pack in a microfiber wipe, extra SD cards, and then I would also put a couple of extra camera batteries in here whenever I was going out hiking or exploring. So that's everything that I packed in this bag. Not a whole lot, but I was able to fit everything that I needed, I wanted to bring. The bag also did come with these separators that also were padded and everything like that. So just added a bit of protection, and they're Velcro, so you can kind of arrange them however you want in the bag. But that was everything that I put in here, and then this also stayed up front with me in the car most of the way. If not, it was just being piled on top of everything else. But I definitely recommend this bag. I got it off of Amazon, like I said. It was pretty cheap, and it's also very cute and pretty comfortable to walk around with. So the next bag is just a simple tote bag. I chose a tote bag because we did fly back from Seattle, so I didn't want to bring something that was going to take up too much space on a plane, and obviously I didn't want to bring something that was going to take too much space in the car. So sizing was definitely a huge factor in all of this. But yeah, I mean, simple tote bag. But inside the tote bag, I kept things that I knew I would want to have up front in the car with me while we were driving, because there were days that we would do 8-hour drives, 9-hour, 12-hour. It ended up being more like 12 hours because of stops and things like that. But things that I wanted to keep up front with me. So the first thing is a pair of wireless headphones. For the most part, I actually spent a lot of my time talking with my mom, and if I wasn't talking, it was because I was asleep. So the headphones were not Actually, I don't know that I used these at all, to be completely honest, but I'm happy that I had them for the plane ride. And just in case I did want them, I'm happy I had them. Another item that I brought with me that I actually don't have personally on me right now is a pair of wired headphones. And the reason I brought those is because I was doing a lot of editing on my laptop and I didn't feel like going through the trouble of pairing my wireless headphones with my laptop. So I did bring a pair of wired headphones and I did use those, and I obviously used my laptop. This was also in a tote bag with me, which I know is not super protective, but I didn't really have any other option and I wanted to bring my laptop. So I also did have a couple of other random items that I don't have personally on me right now, such as chapstick. I brought with me like different drink flavorings that you could like squirt into your water. And then I had different snacks and things like that. But what I do have with me is a book that I was reading. I literally picked the smallest book that I had. I wanted to read this anyway, but this is Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. No, I've never read it, but I have seen the movie. But obviously I wanted to have a book with me so that I could read while my mom was driving. I honestly don't think I did that more than once either. If there's one takeaway from this, is that I wanted the journey to be like a shared experience with my mom, as the two of us were the ones that were in my brother's car driving. So most of the time I did spend just talking with her. I'm glad I brought my laptop and the headphones so that I could edit a couple of videos, but for the most part, I spent all of that time just, you know, enjoying her presence and talking and chatting with her. And I think that's something that's like really important with road trips, is to make the most out of the experience and the journey, not necessarily the destination, even if the destination is just your first stop. So I spent a lot of that time talking with my mom, but I also spent a lot of time like looking out the window and looking at different things. And I don't know, I guess it's just like stop and smell the roses instead of just trying to rush by. I did have a book with me and I did read this at night, but not while we were in the car. Once again, I'm mentioning another item that I really didn't use, and that's a journal. And the reason I did not use this again is the same as these other things. I spent my time chatting with my mom. We would call the other car and talk with my brother and his girlfriend. I was taking in scenery around me. We were jamming out to music. I wasn't really spending a lot of solitary time. And even when I thought for sure that I'd be journaling in the hotel, I really wasn't. Either I was tired and I wanted to go right to bed, or I was staying up and I was talking with my brother and his girlfriend, my mom, and we were sharing experiences, just filling the room with conversation instead of, sitting there and like scrolling on my phone or journaling to myself or reading. It was a lot of just sharing each other's company rather than engaging in like solitary activity. So yeah. But I think it would have been great to journal. I did journal like one day, and I think it would be great to look back on it. I think now that I'm home, I might try to just like jot down everything. But great thing to bring along if you think that you will use it, or you can just do what I did and bring it along and not use it. Moving on to things though that I did use for sure. The first is this camera strap, which is my new favorite item. I actually just borrowed this from my mom's coworker and he was like, oh, you can keep it. And this thing is fantastic. It's by Case Logic and it's just a crossbody strap that has the little screw-in piece here to the bottom of your camera, and then it just hangs here across your body. Nice padded strap, and it's super lightweight. So I took this on an 11-mile hike with me. I took it on obviously shorter hikes too, but this was fantastic and it definitely got a lot of use out of this. The last thing that I had in that tote bag was a pair of binoculars. And this is definitely something that I didn't even think about bringing on the road trip until I saw other people's packing lists. And I'm so happy we did have this, because there were times that we saw wildlife and it was kind of too far away to really get a good view of it. So whipping out the binoculars and having them close by in the front seat too is definitely a must. and I highly recommend bringing binoculars if you have a pair on your road trip. Oh, and one item that I did forget, probably the most important, is my wallet. I did downsize. My wallet used to be like literally double the size of this. But obviously I wanted to keep everything nice and compact, and I didn't need a lot of things that I have in my other wallet. So I've actually really been liking just using something so small like this. But yeah, I just had the cards, cash, things like that that I knew I would need, and nothing else. So moving on to the final bag that I had, it was like a day pack. Once again, I'll try to pull up a picture here of it. I think my mom also got that one from Amazon. But in that bag, I had my clothing, shoes, and toiletries, electronics, that kind of thing. One way that I stayed organized, and I'm very happy that I did do this, is I kept everything aside from clothing inside other bags. So for example, this is my like toiletry bag. This bag is just a like $5 bag from Target. And inside I had my deodorant, makeup removing wipes. I also got a can of travel sized dry shampoo. And then we never used these, but ended up picking up these, they're called corn cushions if you get blisters. So you would kind of put it around your blister so that it doesn't rub against your shoe. So these are a lifesaver if you are out hiking and stuff like that and you do get blisters. So happy I had these but didn't end up opening them, and I'm very thankful that I didn't end up opening them. And then I had my sunscreen. So this is a little travel sized pouch that I actually got from Target or Walmart, and it's 3.4 fluid ounces, which I believe is like the TSA approved liquid. And then I just wrote on the packaging what everything was, and these were great. They didn't crack open or spill or anything like that. And I liked the fact that they had this style cap. It screws on and then it has like the flip top. I've had other travel sized bottles that you fill up that have leaked everywhere, so I'm very happy with these. Spare hair tie. I also kept some melatonin in a bag. And then I think everything that's in the bottom of this bag is just makeup. I have an extra couple of spare hair ties, but pretty much everything is makeup in here. And once again, I brought more than I really needed, but it's just kind of like makeup brushes, mascara, an eyebrow pencil, chapstick. One thing that I actually did use frequently is just this travel sized sampler perfume, and as you can see, it's super duper tiny, which made it perfect for traveling. So yeah, that is everything that I kept in that first toiletry bag. And then I had another toiletry bag, and this was mainly for the bathroom. So I have my razor, my shower gel, a cleanser, and a moisturizer, which were in the Walmart travel pouches. And these were also great because I could fold them up too. Like, they don't take up a lot of space at all. I have my toothbrush in here, a shampoo, and that's pretty much it that came in this bag. So it was very handy to have everything inside a bag that I wasn't trying to just take out individual items from a larger bag. I highly, highly recommend having Ziploc bags or makeup bags that have everything you need so you can just whip it out, put everything back in when you're done. The last bag that I had inside of my main bag is a bag of my electronics. So I had my iPhone charger, I had my Fitbit charger because I did use my Fitbit, I had my Canon camera battery pack, I had a spare battery pack, and then I also have my hard drive, my spare hard drive. So I had this all zipped up. It kept everything safe from possibly any spillage of liquids, and it was also, once again, very handy to just be able to whip this out and access everything. I knew where everything was. So aside from clothing, that is everything I packed. I do just want to touch on clothing quickly because I wish there were things that I brought more of and brought less of that I feel like are important to touch on. And basically all that is the fact that I only had one pair of full length pants. I brought a pair of leggings, and I wish that I had a second pair of full length pants, because once you get into the Midwest at night, it gets very cold. And there were nights that, like, we woke up in the morning, it was 27 degrees, and this is the middle of summer. So yeah, I wish that I had taken an extra pair of shorts out and put in an extra pair of longer pants. I did have a pair of 3/4 length pants, but I really wish that I had that extra full length pant with me when we went into like Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, even Washington. I really wish that I had extra long pants. I also want to mention the pair of shoes I brought. I brought 3 pairs of shoes in total. Obviously, I was wearing one. So I had my pair of sneakers, which are Brooks, and I wear them all the time. Those are like my main normal walking shoes, kind of everyday shoes. And then I brought my pair of hiking shoes, and then I had a pair of Chacos, which are basically just a pair of like sturdy sandals, which I could dress up if I wanted to, but I could also wear them out and about walking and I would still be pretty comfortable. So that is everything that I packed with me on our cross-country road trip. So I hope this video was informative or helpful in some way. I feel like I really was able to stay organized and everything was kept protected and safe. And I brought, you know, a very minimal amount of things too. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you're notified every time I post another video.